Good evening. Twitch says I may or may not still be in the middle of an ad break. I just turned ads off. I'm absolutely done with trying to make things work with ads and disabling pre-roll and all this sort of stuff. We just have pre-roll ads. It was too much last time. I hated it. Whereas the beats, I just the haven't set up my media player yet. This is a I wasn't even gonna stream, and then like, okay, I'm gonna do some things, so like, I guess I may as well stream it. It's I'm having a day, so I'm gonna try and resurrect my day with a little bit of retro stuff. So how you doing, Adam? Hope you're well. Good to see you though. Good to see you as well. I'm just reading stuff. I haven't been able to catch too many people's streams lately. I've just been combination of busy and depressed, and also just mired in Castlevania because I started playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night again on my PlayStation Classic, and that's a really fun game, and I'm very happy to have that to keep me company a little bit. Hey, Jelly Be Good, how you doing? Seems like I haven't seen you in a while, or maybe I just being forgetful, but welcome in. How you doing? And thank you for that 29-month streak. That's amazing. So yeah, I've got stuff I've been meaning to do. So I'm gonna do some stuff, and it's really hot in this room too. So actually, let me turn on my little desk fan here, point it in my general direction. So yeah, let's see. We've got a box. Got a camera that I can point in a little bit better direction, maybe possibly. Yeah, that's better. So this was actually sent to me by Coffee Cup Arcade Ren, because stuff was going on his channel, and a little accident happened on stream, and a thing was damaged. So we're gonna take a look at it. Wilder the Retro, how you doing? Happy Tuesday to you as well. So let's see. I just had a knife. Actually, let me get something to drink before I really dive into this. I'm just going for it, just diving in. What the hell? So yeah, this is is a thing for sure. And basically, I was just like, oh man, a thing got damaged, broken on stream, and I was like, I can probably fix that for you. And by the end of the conversation, he was like, basically, well, I don't really like it anyway, so how about I just give it to you? So Arcade Ren totally just like gave me this thing, and all right, he said it was a very intricate packing job, and he's not kidding. So we've got this layer of bubble wrap here. It's sort of suspended in between these two, actually in the middle of this air pack, and then surrounded in a whole lot of foam. And of course, right before I decided to do this, I noticed that Arcade Ren actually went live streaming some Sid tunes. So, yeah, just timing. My timing is perfect, as always. Home finally has hot water after 3.5 weeks. What in the world? Did your water tank go out? I'm glad you have your water restored, man. That's good. Okay. A lot of bubble wrap, a lot of bubble wrap, a lot of bubble wrap. And let's see, is this going to come loose? No, it is not. I don't want to slice into this with a blade like that, so I'll get the scissors out. Do this like a civilized human being. All right. So here we have the very small thing inside the very large box. Scrounging to pay for a softener. Can't keep killing water heaters every 2 years. Ooh, yeah. Are you replacing your sacrificial anode? If it's deteriorating that fast. Just a thought. You probably already thought of this. Oh, okay. So inside this wonderful little box, I'm gonna turn on. I keep turning on more lights because I keep going. Oh, it's really dark here. Hey, Petzel. Speaking of Armsid, it's an Armsid. But this is a very particular Armsid. Because it is sad. It is a sad little Armsid, and I think you can see why. Armsid is sad. Yes, Coffee Cup's Armsid that he dropped in the middle of a stream and broke 3 pins off the bottom. And I was like, oh man, that's terrible. So I've actually never worked on one of these things, but it doesn't look too bad. And I'm sort of curious how the whole thing is put together in the first place. So we're going to take a look. But yeah, there we are. Actually, it's a good opportunity to bust out the microscope. Keep forgetting I have this thing, and I need to get it set up when I anticipate working on something small. Now that I have a separate input for it. All right. Dun, 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 dun. This thing up a little bit. All right, now. Sorry, just give me a second. Let me get the cable. Cable likes to slide off the end of my work table, and I have to pull it back up. Don't put too much strain on this poor little connector. But let's go over to this connection, and here we are. Armsid. So we've got, what do we got here? We got an ST, at least it claims to be, STM32F4410. Now these things are in a little bit of short supply, so I'm kind of curious if this is real or something else. Also, I'm sorry that my camera is all squished. I need to make a separate scene for this that turns off the scaling. Ooh, well, okay. That did not do what I wanted it to do. There, that's better. So yeah, we got our ST down there, got our little voltage regulators, and I'm curious how this thing actually outputs audio, or if this is really just a resistor ladder DAC there. I don't know, and I'm not good enough at spotting fake chips like this to know if this is a problematic ST or if it's real. But yeah, there we are. So we can see here we are missing. It just broke right off. These things are quite delicate. So yeah, just bust it off right there at the base. So 3 of them missing. Tell if it's fake without an X-ray. Hey, Bald Engineer. Yeah, all right. That scans. You'd have to actually see the die. But it works. It does the job. Now I know that Coffee Cup wasn't, or Arcade Ren, or whatever he's going by now. Apparently the name Ren was stolen from his daughter, and his daughter wants it back. So I don't know if he's going to change his handle. But yeah, so let's go back to the bench cam here. Got to figure out how we can fix these pins on this sucker. So I'm a little bit curious about the construction of this guy. Sorry, it's been really hot here, and I've been running errands right before the stream, so apologies for the constant drinking. Turn that off so the camera can actually give me a white balance again. So the construction of this has pins soldered up here, and then this row, you can see metal visible here, and then it goes into what looks like a machine pinned, a turned pin socket. And I'm wondering, is it possible to separate this, what looks like a socket, from the rest of the board? I'm betting it's not. I'm betting this is not going to be the easy path. No. The easy path is not going to happen here. I'm putting a pretty good amount of force on this thing, and it ain't budging. Yeah. So, unfortunately, this means it's desoldering gun time. And I think I'm going to have to desolder the entire carrier. Yep, I think that you're exactly right there, Petzel. I think it's desolder and whole new set of pins. I have replacement pins, so we can make that work. Just means I get to create more heat in my tiny little space. Yay. So I am going to bust out the Heiko rather than my usual Moo gun. Just because I used my usual Moo gun over the weekend, and I put a different tip on it that I think I'm liable to still need, and I don't really feel like changing the tips. So we use this, plus I think this one will heat up faster. My ZD 985 takes forever. Takes forever to heat up. And try to adjust the camera here. See if I can get some decent picture going on. Are you already heated up? I'm like, why is this not working? Because I've got to turn the power strip on. That's why. All right. Red light. We're heating. Yay. So anybody been up to anything fun out there? Retroland? Or Modern Land? I was refurbishing a PlayStation 4. I bought one to basically use as a set-top box, although maybe I'll play games on it. Yeah, I can't wait for this heat wave to be done either. Here in Virginia, it's not fun. Oh yeah, so I had to take this PlayStation 4 completely apart to get to the inside of the fan because you have to practically completely dismantle it to get to the fan and clean it. And I took all the parts out and I put them in very nicely organized so I could put it all back together. And then I find this on my bench today when I'm cleaning it up. On the last project I worked on was that PlayStation 4. And I'm going to myself, did I really manage to leave 6 screws out of my PlayStation 4 when I reassembled it? So that's what I get to do tomorrow. Big Commodore lot. I saw you posted some pictures somewhere, or maybe it was on the ICC. You talked about it, which I didn't get a chance to catch all of. Yeah. Hey Brock. Yeah, it really sucks to leave because I left some screws out of it first, and I took it apart and I put it back together again, and I'm like, how the? But the thing has like 50 screws. I'm not kidding you. It takes 50 screw removals to get down to where you can clean the fan, replace the fan, or even replace the CR2032 memory battery. You have to completely disassemble it to even get to the memory battery. So fuck you, Sony. But anyway, let's see how this thing does. I'm trying to think. Should I hit it with some flux? I should probably hit it with some flux. All right, more light. All right, let's see how this goes. That looks pretty good. Shouldn't have turned off my microscope because y'all probably going to want to see this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Change my camera around so y'all can maybe see a little bit better. Maybe. Oh yeah, flux makes everything better. All right. Here we go. I'd say that looks like a pretty clean removal there. Looks like I hit maybe some, what is this here? I guess maybe I took off some silk screen or solder mask right there. And there, holy jeez. Yeah. Yeah, taking off solder mask with it. I got to be a little bit more careful on the next run. Oh yeah, that's my Moo gun. And this one sounds considerably different than my usual Moo gun. All right. And also really have my fume extractor going, which you all can kind of sort of see right there. So let's see if we can get the rest of these Get the rest of these pins out of there. Ooh. That one must have been on a ground plane. Eh. Fume extractor's not really doing the job here. Okay. Woo. That's toasty. Yeah, that bugger is very hot. Yeah, so I had the Heiko set to about, well, set to 3 when I started. I turned it down to 2.5. It was probably still close to 3, which indicates 450 C, which is a bit of heat for sure. Come on, mouse cursor, where are you? All right, back under the scope. I think that looks pretty good. I think I did a little less damage to the solder mask this time. Fume extractor add fumes. Yeah, the fume creator, the fume spawner. That would be awful. That would be absolutely awful. All right, now the big question is, did we do enough to get it loose? I'm gonna take off a little bit of this flux because it's getting all over my fingers. Oh, sorry. Fix the camera, Josh. All right, now I usually come at it at this point with a dry soldering iron. So I'll get my TS100 out here. I get it set to 380. That should be fine. I'm going to make sure that I clean the tip off really well. All right. And then I should be able to just come in here and actually maybe I can work under the microscope. Maybe that would result in a little bit better view for folks. Just trying to do this without getting my hand or my mouse or my ground strap attached to the still hot desoldering gun. So, all right, let's see what we got here. All right, that's kind of free. That looks mostly free. All right. I'm just going to sort of wiggle these guys with a hot dry iron and see if, yeah, some of them I can literally just feel them come loose inside the via. Hey, Texas Foos, what's going on? All right. That row. Make sure I keep my iron clean here. Yeah. I feel like a lot of these were okay, but some of them I can definitely feel them just break loose when I give them a little bit of heat and wiggle. So let's see if that is any better. Um, all right. It's sort of starting to come loose over here. Yeah. All right, yeah. I can feel it starting to come loose. I might have a few more joints that we need to break. Yow, that hurt. That's the first scar of the evening. Well, bending more pins, but luckily that doesn't matter. Yeah, quite toasty. Not a lot of fun. Don't recommend it. All right, free a few more. Looks like maybe this is the next one I need to do something to. All right, I suspect this one down here needs to be redone. So let's go back here. Let's look at this one on the corner. Sure as heck looks clear. Looks clean. This guy, on the other hand, might not be. I'm going to try a plastic spudger here because there's components on the underside of this thing, and I don't want to mess them up with the metal tool here. Definitely separating some of these pins. I wonder. So do I find this is harder than the other type? What I find to be difficult are pins that are very, very tight tolerance to the holes that they're going through. And I think you can sort of see that here. Does this thing cool off enough to move? Almost kind of. If I turn this a little, maybe get it in here, you can see these. There is an awful lot of knot clearance around some of these pins. So like this guy right here, you can see he sort of has room to wiggle around in there, but not a whole hell of a lot. And it's just, it makes it so tight that it's very difficult. Like I can see this one has just literally broken free of a wad of solder that's still left on top here. Yeah. So I find those to be rather difficult because it's so easy to get sweat joints left over after you've done all of the desoldering. I'm going to come in here with some wick now and see about that. Here's some nice thin stuff. I'm going to see if I can take out that with the iron and the wick. And this is going to be extremely fiddly without having some way to really hold this arm SID down. But we will give it a shot anyway. All right. I think that actually did it. Yeah, so this is now coming free a little bit more. A few more pins are free. So I think what I might actually do, since we're being destructive here, I'm going to see what happens if I can come in here and just snip the plastic carrier at the point where I think I have freed enough stuff. I'm making sure I have clearance between my blade and the PC board so that I don't cut anything, dig into any traces on the board. All right, that. Sorry, I'm just looking for my pliers. There they are. All right. That's gone. So yay. I think maybe I can just come in here and snip this thing. Now, unfortunately, it wants to bend these pins as I do that. You might be able to see how this is bent. And that's putting a little more pressure on the PC board than I would like. So maybe this is not the right approach after all. But I can now just wiggle these pins out of there, I think. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there we go. And it's actually taking more of the rest of this row with it. Oh yeah, okay, this entire row is now ready to go. I'm just fighting, I'm literally just fighting friction because these pad holes are so damn tight. Okay. I could snip this half here. Spacers were probably bonded as well. I don't know. I mean, they're just plastic. So all right. That's out. Ooh, do we have damage? We might have damage. Hang on. Yeah, we have damage. Damn it. So if you can see, let me see if I see the other half on the bottom here. I don't, which, oh wait, yeah. Stop doing that to me. So right here, this pad, I think I lifted the copper. These guys, I don't think I did. I think this is just tin plated, whereas these guys never got tin plated when they were soldered. But this looks to me like I ripped the pad off of the epoxy. Yeah, you can just see down here. This is leftover pad, and up here this is just plain epoxy. So I have damaged it. It connects right there to that resistor. Let's have to see if the yeah, I hate that too. Let's see if it's still intact through the plated through hole. Oh look, my overlay isn't even. Oh no, wait, I have to go to this one to see the overlay. Are we gonna work? Yeah, all right, we're working. We're working. So I can come down here, basically just put one probe on this. Let's see, it's the 1, 2, 3rd pad. 3, so put a probe in on that side. I can get a probe on this resistor. Yeah, so it's still electrically okay. But I do need to be more careful. So then, let's see, this side. Where are we now? On this side. This end does not want to come loose. This end has come loose quite nicely. Up to about here, or here. All right, might be time to resolder some of these and hit it again with the desoldering. So that's what I'm going to do, except I'm going to use leaded solder. Stepping on here. Pins. Don't like that. So we're going to come in here. Let me go back. Let's see. Let's see how well this works for this. Oh, that's a very tight shot, but I think you all get the idea. In fact, I think I can probably just do this with the iron. There's so much leftover flux on this board. Yeah, you can see the flux just wicking off over to the pin. All right, do a couple more. All right. And heat up the Moo gun again. Not as hot this time. I had it way too hot. I should have paid more attention to what I was doing. Wait for our red light to go off. Get a little more to drink. Okay, take two. Make sure this is good and clean. Yeah, okay. No problems. All right, let's see what happens now. Yes, moo indeed. This one back here, just one of these way back at the beginning, does not want to come loose. Yeah, I think it's this first one, in fact. Let's see if I can convince it that it should give up its bond here. My main fear is that it's soldered on the underside. But it actually seems to be coming loose. And I might just, yep, I'm just down to pin friction now. Got it. And let's see, how bad is it? Looks pretty bad. Looks pretty bad. Holy cow. Yeah. Now, one saving grace here might actually be that I don't know that these are connected to anything. Because there's no trace to that. So I think it's damaged, but I don't think it's electrically matters. I'm gonna be amazed if this thing works when I'm done with it. Absolutely amazed. All right. I'm gonna just use the Moo gun here to wiggle the pin. Let's see what this does. I don't really like cutting this because it bends, it puts a lot of pressure on the board. But it's been the most successful of my techniques so far. All right, this guy comes out. That, yay. So that comes out, yeah. All right, so we're just dealing with a lot of friction and a lot of pad damage, and oh crap. Yep, I absolutely yanked that one. That one right there. That is totally screwed. Oh wait, does that have any, does that have some pad left on it? I don't know. All right. Move the Moo gun out of the way. Can't tell if that's got metal on it or not. Goes all the way to the MCU. All right, here. I'll get you in the hold downs here. There's some lift on the trace. You can probably tap off the underside of the trace. Won't be up to spec. Yeah, yeah. This is all just a huge. This is such a drag. this pin right here. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble getting this pin onto the right, this probe onto the right pin, rather. Let's see if there's any metal there or not. And I'm not seeing any, that's for sure. Yeah, yep, it's completely torn off. Yeah, nano soldering irons, exactly. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. Yeah, there's one right there that's damaged, but still usable. A lot of these are damaged. They just came right up because they have no pads attached to them. There was nothing holding them on the board. Pretty much everything's fine on this side. Except for a little bit of crust. There, yeah. So we're looking at getting that pin right there soldered over to the other row. Okay, it's not actually terrible. It sucks. Not actually terrible. All right, I'm gonna get this down here, take a little picture, and so it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th pin there on the microcontroller. It's the one we're gonna need to tack a line to. Okay, well, let's see. Find my pins. Here we are. I think. Yeah. So we've got placement pin strip here, which I think, oh, except I've already bent one of these guys too. Look at that. These things are so damn fragile. They're really expensive and really fragile, and I hate them so much, except that they're the only thing that works sometimes. So then the idea is just to solder these guys down like that. And then I can run a little tiny bodge wire to that pin on the MCU. I hate it so much, but I think it'll work. All right. All right. So with that, just sort of sliding it into the pinholes. Make sure I cut the correct number. So I'll just cut this off right there. All right. It's one pin strip. And then do the same thing on the other side. I sort of nicked the plastic there on that guy, but I think it'll hold enough for me to solder it. All right. But I need a board holder for this. All right. Bench cam. Zoom in a little bit more. All right. Should be able to get in here. Solder this down. Oops. All right. That looks okay. I think that looks good. Yeah. I think we're fairly well aligned in this axis. Yeah. I think you want me to wade into something that I'm not sure I'm qualified to wade into there, Commodore Chronicles. I don't know what Guy's Grocery Games is, but sorry, I'm just holding this down for a second to solder these corner pins. All right. Now that everything seems more or less aligned, I can put it in the board holder. And this board holder is not really meant for this sort of thing, but as long as I'm gentle, I think it'll be okay. Training the AI, yeah. Well, great. Then I won't have to stream. The AI can stream for me. Question, of course, is can it rip traces as well as me? Because that seems to be my real talent tonight. Not the one I broke 3 pins. Yeah, no. I broke 3 pads, though. That's kind of, sort of, almost as bad. Hey. Rip Traker, a fantastic hatcher name. I have no idea what any of that means. I'm so out of touch. All right, so we have our maybe sort of kind of almost repaired arm SID, except that this, there's my little pointy thingy. My pointy thingy. This trace right here is almost certainly not connected to the pin. We can verify that. And my overlay doesn't want to sync. Oh, there we go. I need... Yeah, nothing. Totally not connected. So that's the thing we need to fix. So let's get out the very tiny, turn off that. Let us get out the very tiny fixing things wire. Actually, what did I do with the very tiny fixing things wire? Is it in here? Or do I have to go downstairs? I might actually have to go downstairs for this. Hey, Mr. Cola, what's going on? I have some wire, but I don't think I want to bust into that yet. So yeah, I need to pop downstairs for just a bit. Find my wire wrap, my 30 gauge wire wrap wire. Y'all chill out here for a sec, and I will be back. And I'm back. All right. Yes, 30 gauge, some serious smallness indeed. 30 gauge wire. So, let's see. I'm going to just cut a small piece of this. This is probably way more than I need. And yeah, I will put this under the scope here. It is very tiny. Very tiny. So you can see in relation to the pin we go solder to, it is very tiny wire. And I'm gonna just use the tool. And yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. So I'm just going to solder this to the pin up here and then solder it to the microcontroller underneath. At least that's the plan. So I'm going to cut a very small bit of that there. And then, yeah, it's just going to attach right to that there. Ray tracer, oh boy. That wire stripper gimmick. So all of this stuff is OK Machine Tool Company. If you can see that, it's all like 1,000 years old, and it's all it's actually made for what it is wire wrap stuff. It's made for wire wrapping. I inherited this from a local engineer who had retired and had a bunch of stuff to get rid of, and heard through the grapevine that I fixed things and made things, and gave me a whole bunch of stuff. Now, next thing we want to do here is we're going to have to change the tip on this iron. This is super ridiculous micro soldering. Yowza, that's hot. Let's see, we're going to put the JO2 tip on here. See if we can get this wire bonded. Wire wrap was a trademarked family of products from the 60s. I did not know that. So it's sort of like walkie-talkie or handy-talkie that not everyone knows were Motorola trademarks. Who actually trademarked that name? I'm quite interested now. All right, I'm just gonna have to get in there, tack that sucker. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna absolutely have to hold this board down. So I'm gonna loosen these. This microscope has these little hold downs. And they're like spring loaded. And you can sort of kind of adjust their range of motion and spring tension by just adjusting the tightness of these screws here. So let's see if I can manage to create a hold down here while this is in the correct spot on the microscope. without doing more damage. Might not be able to. That almost kind of sort of works. That might be enough for me to get the job done. I know it's kind of hard to, well, especially hard to see if I don't have the lights on it, right? Let me fix the lights. All right, well, remember, see if you can find the magazine ad complaining people were using the name. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, that tip is more or less cooled down at this point. So we're gonna do the magic Dabo Flux on the pin. Boop. And then see if we can tack this. It's pretty super fine pitch. Hey Squire, how you doing? Yeah, just in time to do a little bit of micro soldering that I was absolutely not planning on having to do. Well, the other thing I want to make sure that I do ahead of this is actually thread this guy between the pin legs. You can kind of almost sort of see. I'm just threading this wire between the pin legs on the bottom. And then going to give it a little bend, a bendy bend. And then hopefully get it right there on that pin. Getting the shape of this wire will be a huge, getting the shape of this wire correct, rather, will be a huge help in actually accomplishing this. And this board is almost not at all being held down by this stupid arrangement I have here. That's pretty much right where we want it. Just need to get it in there and heat it. Nope. All right. That's not working. That's absolutely not working. Trademarked by Keller Tool Company Corporation, Michigan, Grand Haven. Okay. Keller Tool. Okay. That scans. How much we have there? That's probably more than we need. Now, perhaps I'm going about this. I could try cap and taping it down, actually. Couldn't I? Could try just taping it to the thing. Big problem I'm having is actually delivering solder to the pin I'm trying to solder. Because I can't actually get solder on the tip of this stupid thing. That looks easy. I'm glad you think so, Sloopy. I'm glad you think so. I am not sure that I have the tools and the practice to do this stuff. All right, well, I got a blob on it at least. I have like no depth perception either because it's not a binocular scope. Everything is stacked against me. Hmm. Okay. Now, how bad a joint is that? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I think I bridged it though, is the problem. Let me get a little flux on that. Yeah, ship it. Let me see. This is going to completely screw the joint up. All right, I got to keep this thing from moving around. They make better scopes and better bases for these scopes and all the things that you actually need to do this job, none of which I really have. This is just me going, I bet all I have to do is replace those pins. And, well, that is technically true. It's a massive pain in the carcass. All right. So this thing was sent to me by someone who bought it, messed with it a little bit, dropped it on a hardwood floor, and broke 3 of these pins. So I just was going to replace all of these pins, which I've done. But in the process of doing it, I lifted a pad underneath this one right here. So it's not connected to where it needs to be on the MCU. So I'm trying to solve that. This tape is not doing shit. Well, if it wasn't bridged before, it sure as hell is now. All right, I think I've, no, I cleared that bridge. I made a new one. All right. I've got another idea. Got another idea, everybody. First off, tighten these hold downs back down. Tuck tape, yeah. Well, that'll at least hold it left to right. Almost. Maybe. How about if I try and solder a wire going this way? Ah, nope. Pot holder, hexagonal pockets in it. Oh yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a good approach. I use hubris and absolutely the incorrect supplies. It's gonna make a massive mess if I try and touch it with that. Can I get a solder bead on the wire itself? Nope, that's the wrong pin. Because I don't know that I can actually tape it with the precision that I need it to, that I need, unfortunately. Um, I think that's it. I think that is it. Let's get the meter on it. Of course, it would help if I had stripped this end. Yeah, so this is just going to come right around and wrap down that way. Which pin is it? It is one right next to R11. Yeah, so it's supposed to be, where's my pointy thingy? Where's my pointy thingy? All right, so this one that goes right through the silk screen for R11, so it's this pin right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the end. So we're just going to strip this right there. Which is rather difficult to do, but okay, got it. Trim it down. And then 4, 5 from the end. Trim it a little bit more because I left it just a little too long. Sorry, I'll catch up with chat in a minute. I'm trying to get this going here before I lose my nerve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Let's see. Can we get a freaking meter on it? 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, back into the frame. Back into the frame. Get back here. Yep, that's it. I don't think I bridged anything. Oh, it's going to be nearly impossible for me to tell, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. And nope. And yep. Holy shit. I think it's done. I think that's it. I'm going to bathe this thing in hot glue. This actually works. It's late, and I need a Commodore to test this with. But, can we do it? I hate to leave myself and everyone else in suspense. I have to test this thing, don't I? Be it VCF. I will not be at VCF. You want to tape the placement? Yeah, because I didn't think I could tape it pretty well. I might have been able to use hot glue, and then I could position it while the glue set. One person I know that person just did it. 3 people could do it. 2 of them are really nice. 4 sitting next to me. Put it in there to test. Blue tack. Yeah, something like that would probably have been the way to go. This is all just so small, and I don't have the right stuff for all of this. I don't have the right stuff for any of this. But I think that joint might be repaired. Do I have a Commodore that I can get out and get into fast enough? That's sort of my question right now. I'll set you on the floor. To hell with you. All right. I mean, I guess I kind of do. Soldering supplies away. Let's see. All right. Put my mouse back. Back to the bench. Okay. Ye old C64. I think I just have to take the top case off of this one. So, yeah, something to put down to protect it, just a little bit. And of course, this is the one with hex, or Torx rather. I think it's this driver here. Yep, that's it. Okay. Then oh, I'm always nervous taking these top cases off. There we go. Yeah, no RF shield on this one. I do have to remove the keyboard though. And then I have to also remember which one of these guys is the SID. Must be you, because you're the only chip that's the right size. I'm going to put that chip puller. There we are. Oh, the two screws. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Let's get this SID out of the socket. All right. I know that's an 8580 SID. Hang on just a second. Let's see. What do I do with this? What do I do with the arm SID? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Notch is up there. So install that like that. I'm a little bit nervous about putting too much force into this thing, but you kind of have to get it to seat properly. Oh my God, just get in there. All right, I think that might be in there. Good enough. And grab the power supply real quick. And tangled up in like a million cords. Okay. Power supply. Big old brick. video cable. It's not hanging there. It means it must be back in the bin. There we are. All right. Just take me a second to hook up the video solution. Never owned a shortboard. I like this one. This one's been converted to PAL because it's easy on this model board. Whoops. Don't drop stuff on your real SID, Josh. All right. Turn the scaler. Unwrap the video cable just a little bit at least. Just going to go composite for right now. Okay. All right, the Ultimate is plugged in. Video's plugged in. We have video. Yes, sort of. Crappy looking capture. But, yeah. And power. All right. Let's see. What's the worst that could happen, right? Woohoo! Okay. Let's see if we can make some noise. Wait. Yep. No, I do not have a second SID. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I know. Let's see. How do I navigate the directory on this? You're blinking red. You're mad at me. La la la. I don't know what people mean by that. Let me just find a demo. It'd be the easiest thing to do. Oh, make some noise. Yeah, right. Okay, I got you. Following along. I swear. Nothing. Not a thing. Oh, wait. There we go. Bad connection. And of course, my HDMI captures decided not to route audio this time. So, cool. Fine. Hey, Miga Cami. How you doing? Well, all right. It works. Clearly it's not seated in the socket like I wish it were, but it works. I'm assuming all three voices are working because it wouldn't be goofed up in a way that only one voice wouldn't work. It's not how this arm SID works. And I'm super, super annoyed that the audio capture from my HDMI capture keeps going out. I had this problem with this capture device. I bought a new capture device. The new capture device didn't work right either. Then the old capture device started working. Oh, it is actually losing a voice when I do that. That's interesting. I didn't know that would work. I didn't know that would happen on a SID. I thought all three voices came out the same pin. Unless it's just losing data bits. Anyway. Okay, so that is more or less fixed at this point. I need to physically stabilize the thing and then actually install it in here. Although, honestly, I think I'm going to put my old SID back in here when this is all done. And I'm not sure how much of this you guys can hear anyway, because my capture setup has gone to hell in a handbasket. I'm tired. I am very tired. So I think I'm going to call it on that tonight. So we've got our arm SID in here, being SID-like, doing its SID thing, living its best arm SID life, with just one extra wire. Yeah, no big deal. All chips have one extra wire sitting on them, right? Totally. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the encouragement. Hope you all have a good rest of the week. Let's see. Actually, I need to just wrap this up, so I'm not even going to bother to see if there's anyone out there to raid. I'm just gonna thank everyone for hanging out in here and keeping me company. Glad it's good to be back. I know I haven't streamed for a while. And sorry to shut the stream down right after you popped in here, Mika Kami, but it's nothing personal. I'm just dead tired, and it's 9:30 where I live. And I'm usually done with this stream by 9. So anyway, yeah, who knows what the future holds. I was traveling for work last week, so no stream then. I don't know what next week's going to be like. Hopefully I will be here. Hopefully there will be a stream. Hopefully I won't break any more traces. Life will be good. So thanks everyone for hanging out. I will see you around. Stay safe out there, and have some retro fun.